Good day, students! Welcome to our subject Physical Education and Health 2. I am your lecturer, Mr. Rodolfo B. Fajardo Jr. Today, we will discuss the lesson 1 and it's all about individual and dual sports. So let us now proceed to our topics that we will discuss later on one by one. We have the introduction of individual and dual sports, history of individual and dual sports, nature of the different sports activities, importance of engaging individual and dual sports, and the last one is about the health benefits of individual and dual sports. So let us now begin in our first topic, the introduction of individual and dual sports. Always remember that individual sports are those played by one person against another or against a number of solo players. A dual sports, not to be confused with team sports. It is played by partners or two people against another set of partners or a number of sets of partners. Another thing, individual and dual sports selected may include but not be limited to. So let me give you the examples of individual and dual sports. We have archery, badminton, bowling, golf, gymnastics, handball, paddleball, racquetball, skating, swimming, table tennis, and tennis. Apart from encouraging the development of fine and gross motor skills, agility, endurance, and the hand-eye coordination, as almost all sports do. Individual sports combine physical fitness with mental development. Kraft says, in a sport like tennis, is a player responsible for every move he makes. Addition to this, in individual sports, no partner is required to compete or play the game, while dual sports are sports that require two players on each side. In single tennis, the game is played on one with two participants on the court. Always remember that athletes improve and develop new skills, leading to improved performance and confidence. It is also individual sports allow for independence and can be a great fit for a kid who doesn't like to rely on someone else's skills to perform well. Some individual sports allow flexibility with training times and regimens. Dual sports pertains to sports involving two players working together. Hence, the task in the game is not as heavy as playing individually. Also, relationship is built between the players. More so, dual sports develop teamwork and coordination since it needs both to win the game. Another thing, students need individual sports to keep them healthy. Yes, again, to keep them healthy. Students need to perform individual activities to improve their coordination, skill level, stamina, and self-confidence. Another thing, the students need to find success to enjoy lifelong activity, or activities rather. Students can practice individual activities independently. So let us now proceed to our topic 2, which is about the history of individual and dual sports. Although its origins may be traced to the 13th century, according to some historians, to a much earlier date. It is usually held that in the year of 1874 marks the beginning of the modern game of tennis. At the University of California, Young ladies were playing tennis by year of 1891, so were young men. So this time, let's move on to our third topic about the nature of the different sports activities. Remember that sport is about a range of specific activities which involves competition and requires physical conditioning and skills. A good way to define it would be to say it is a structured physical activity, usually competitive, that requires complex skills and a high level of individual commitment and motivation. Let's look at what this means. Structured physical activity. Structured means it is organized. All sports have governing bodies that set rules and arrange events. It is also requires physical preparation to some extent. We have competitive. All sport has a competitive element either between individual and team. Next is requires complex skills. Skills have to be learned for an individual to become a performer. Basic skills have to be learned first, which are later developed into more complex skills. Next is high level of individual commitment and motivation. Top athletes get to where they are by training for long hours for many years and often have to make sacrifices. This of course leads to rewards such as winning, a sense of achievements, prize money or wages, which make all the hard work worthwhile. Next is throughout history, sport has played a variety of important functions in society. Yes, as a form of recreation, as a preparation for war or the hunt, or later as a substitute for war. Some sports, such as wrestling, date back thousands of years. Others have arisen and being adapted from other activities. Today, there are hundreds of different sports and the job of defining what a sports become very difficult. However, a number of characteristics that are shared by all sports can be identified. So let us now proceed to our topic 4. It is about the importance of engaging yourself in individual and dual sports. So let me give you the 5 positive benefits of individual sports. We have youth athletes in individual sports learn to be self-reliant. Yes, self-reliant. Their success is entirely dependent on their own efforts. If they want to win, they can count on someone else carrying them through the competition. If they lose a match, individual sports athletes can't blame anyone else for their failure. Definitely, this teaches them to be responsible for their own action and decisions. Next is, individual sports can teach players how to be comfortable in the spotlight. All eyes are on them during play and they can't hide out in a crowded field. Being comfortable for performing solo in front of a crowd can come in a hand for school and work presentations later in life. The third one is even individual sports have teams. But how? For instance, each member of a gymnastics squad competes as an individual, but their individual scores feed into the overall score for the whole team. Did you get my point? Their efforts still affect the success of their team, even if they are competing on their own. So it is about the individual sports have teams. So don't forget about it. Next is individual sports teach players how to motivate themselves. Always remember that there is no team pressuring them to improve. The drive has to come from within. This is also kind of intrinsic motivation is oftentimes much more powerful than external motivation. The last one is individual sports allow athletes to compete at their own pace. For instance, if your 12-year-old decides they want to start playing an individual sports, they'll be competing against other 12 to 14 years olds. Some who have been playing football since they were 6. However, if your 12-year-olds decides they want to start karate, they'll be practicing and competing with people of a similar skill level. Definitely, there isn't as much pressure to catch up with the other players. For our last topic, which is the topic 5, it is about the health benefits of playing individual and dual sports. So let me give you the specific benefits of it. Individual sports foster mental strength, and kids who play show increased resilience. And it also learn to motivate themselves by working through challenging training sessions or dips in performance and results. After all, there is nobody else to hide behind on a bad day. So athletes learn to deal with poor results. On the flip side, when an athlete wins in an individual sport, they have a strong sense of accomplishment. Beyond bragging rights, participating in individual sports can increase a sense of personal mastery. Athletes improve and develop new skills, leading to improved performance and confidence. And some of individual sports allow flexibility with training times and regimens. And also, athletes can focus on their own training needs, whether that means addressing a personal weakness or improving a favorite shot, something that can be difficult during team training. And also that you need to know about this, athletes improve and develop new skills, leading to improved performance and confidence. It is also about the individual sports allow for independence and can be a great fit for a kid who doesn't like to rely on someone else's skills to perform well. Some individual sports allow flexibility with training times and regimens. It is already said a while ago, so please don't forget the benefits given by playing of individual and dual sports. See you to our next session. We will discuss the lesson 2, which is about the team sports. We have topic 1. It is about the introduction of team sports. Topic 2, the benefits of team sports. Topic 3, school and community resources in case of an injury or emergency. Topic 4, proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. Topic 5, event that addresses health fitness issues and concerns. The last topic is the tips for being active. So please get ready for our next session. Thank you for listening and watching. God bless.